So, how's everything going so far? Day one.
So far, so good.
Yeah,
It's been really interesting to go through the conference.
yeah, definitely. So tell us a little bit about Flytrex. If people, you were on the show previously at Manifest, where we
Mhm.
talked, right? But for people that maybe are not familiar or missed that episode, why would you miss an episode? I don't know. But tell us a little bit about Flytrex.
So Flytrex is a drone delivery service.
Mhm.
We don't sell drones. We at the end we sell pizzas and hamburgers. You
Yeah,
download our app, and if you're in the area we support, then you can start making orders.
right.
If you want to order from Chick-fil-A, from McDonald's, from Jersey Mike's, we're there to fulfill anything that you'd like. And we're a lot affordable and much more faster than any alternative.
Yeah. And I think it's very interesting. And I've seen some of the videos about getting chicken wings or hamburgers delivered to your front yard via drone, which is a little crazy, I think, to see, right? But definitely very cool, and as you said, a lot faster too. I mean, so tell us a little bit about. I think the last time we spoke, you guys had you were live in North Carolina, a portion of North Carolina. So I mean, how have things kind of developed or grown since then?
So last year we've ended up doing close to 22,000 deliveries to actual
Wow.
people's backyards and
Yeah.
front lawns. Today we have 4 stations, 3 in North Carolina and another pretty new one in Texas,
Oh, okay.
outside of Dallas. And we continue to evolve the service. In each one of our stations, we continue to increase the range as we learn and mature the system.
Yeah.
And hopefully later this year, we'll be able to expand to more locations and expand each one of the locations to up to 3 nautical miles,
Yeah.
which is roughly 3.5 statute miles or so.
Yeah, very interesting, and I think it's such an interesting concept too as well, and I think it makes a lot of sense because if you look at areas, especially with higher traffic and things like that, when you order something from like a DoorDash or Uber Eats or something like that, a lot of times the food comes and it's not as hot or as fresh as maybe you would like it to be, or sometimes it's soggy. So tell us a little bit about how does the speed differ with the drone delivery of food versus relying on an old-fashioned vehicle, right?
So once we get the food to our drone, it's on average 3.5 minutes until it gets to your backyard. So it's ultra
Oh
fast.
wow, yeah.
We fly pretty fast in straight lanes, so we don't have to stop at any road signs or for traffic.
Yeah.
And another nice thing is that we can give you an ETA down to almost a second once we're in the air. So you can literally count the seconds down
Yeah.
until you get your food delivered to your back door, so your backyard. So it's not just about the speed, but also about the accuracy of how much time it's going to take.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, I mean, right now you guys are focused on food only, right? So I mean, is there any consideration for package delivery at all?
Oh, definitely. At the
Yeah.
end, a lot of what you're ordering today online is probably available from a shopping center near your house. So a year or two from now, you'll be able to order, let's say, 3 T-shirts from
Yeah.
a store and measure those out and return two via the drone. We're working on the ability to return packages and lift packages as well. So it's not going to be only about a faster delivery service to you, but also about returns, which are today extremely expensive
Oh yeah.
for retailers.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it'd be interesting to see kind of how that evolves and develops. And I think I'm curious about, I know one of the challenges, especially around packages that I've heard is the weight of the package, right? So talk to us a little bit about how Flytrex kind of handles, heavier things and are there limitations there? And if so, like how are you working to get past those limitations?
So it's a great question. You won't see us flying refrigerators or large screen
No,
TVs
I want
anytime
my
soon.
refrigerator in 3.5 minutes though.
Drop to your backyard.
Yeah.
Good luck from there. So we can carry up to 6.5 pounds, and from what we're seeing, that's sufficient for most food orders, hot meals. If you're talking about a weekly worth of groceries, then we're not the right solution for that.
Right.
But then you don't really need the on-demand aspect. If you need a few essentials, then we're great for that as well.
Yeah.
But if you're doing your weekly, monthly grocery list, we're not the solution for that. Just like DoorDash and Uber Eats aren't the solution for that as well.
Yeah, interesting. And I think it's, you think about what would you actually have delivered. I think within that 3.5 minutes, as you said, or 5 minutes or whatever the case is, that quickly, and what would you need that quickly? I mean, it certainly probably would not be a refrigerator, as you said, unless maybe
If it broke down, you need
broke
it really
down
fast.
and you have a bunch of food in there, you just went grocery shopping, it's going to go bad, maybe, right? But yeah, I mean, I think it's all those things kind of fit into that weight range. So I mean, I think it would be interesting to see how that develops as well. I mean, do you think that there's a time where we see drones get larger in a sense to be able to handle more weight? I mean, what happens when we get to that situation? Because obviously, we're very young in drone delivery, right? As that starts to develop, and we see with cars and delivery vans, there's traffic, right? I mean, do you think we're going to be at a point where there's going to be like drone traffic issues, or I mean, what would that look like?
So basically, I'll answer two of the questions that you had inside.
Yeah.
One is traffic management for drones.
Yeah.
Currently, the skies are a desert, a 3D desert. So I don't expect any kind of heavy traffic situation in the air anytime soon.
Yeah.
Because you can basically, but really, it's mostly empty, and you can fly at different altitudes. So there's a lot of bandwidth that you can put up in the sky.
Yeah.
And when at least we're cruising, you can't really hear or see us. So
Yeah.
it's not going to contribute to any kind of pollution in the air, or visual or audio pollution.
Yeah.
In terms of different drones to different missions, then today drone delivery is a single category. But it's like putting ground-based delivery as a single category. It doesn't really make sense.
Yeah.
You've got companies like Uber Eats and DoorDash, and they're focused on delivering hot meals. And for that, if you live in a city, then the courier will be using an e-bike. Or if you're in the suburbs, he'll be using a beaten-old Toyota, because that makes economical sense.
Yeah.
If you need to deliver a refrigerator, that's not going to be an e-bike. Maybe in India,
Yeah.
but it's going to be a truck. And we're going to see the same thing with drone deliveries. So even between Uber Eats and Instacart,
Yeah.
they're doing something very similar, but these are two very different companies.
Yeah.
So you're going to see the same thing happening with drone deliveries. You're going to see specific companies solving specific aspects, and you're going to see them using very specific vehicles that are optimized for the problem they're solving.
Interesting. Yeah. I mean, it's really interesting because it's such a young market, as I said before. So I'm really interested to see how does it continue to grow, and how does it go. I mean, it's great that you guys are delivering the food, and I think one of the other kind of restrictions of that drone delivery, right, is having the regulations and things like that. So you said that you guys expanded outside of North Carolina into Texas. So I mean, where are we at in terms of other states allowing drone deliveries to happen?
So luckily, everything related to drone regulations is on a federal level. We could open more stations today, but currently it doesn't still make sense because of all kinds of different regulatory aspects that prevent us from turning a station into a profitable one.
Yeah.
Today we're losing money per delivery, but it allows us to mature the system and the technology information we have today, and we expect this to become break-even and even profitable during Q4 or Q1 next year, Q4 this year or Q1 next year.
Yeah.
And that's when I suspect other companies such as Wing by Alphabet will be in a similar position, and you'll start seeing the proliferation of drone deliveries happening throughout the US. There's nothing stopping companies like Flytrex from opening more locations, besides the fact that currently it doesn't make any economical sense to do that.
Interesting. Yeah. I mean, I think it's a really interesting market, and definitely something to keep an eye on and see how does it continue to evolve, and how does it apply to even different regions and areas of the country, as there's different landscapes, different cityscapes, things like that. So it'd be very interesting to see how this continues to evolve. So Yariv, thank you so much for coming by and talking to us and giving us the drone update here. So if people are interested in learning more about Flytrex, how can they do that?
They can log into flytrex.com. They can join us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, or any one of those networks. We're on them, and once we have good news, we're always happy to spread them out.
Yeah, and they have
LinkedIn.
some pretty cool videos from customers too of seeing their food being delivered by
Now
drones.
we've got so many cool videos from customers, and every once in a while you get like a viral one that grabs 2, 3, 4 million views.
Yeah.
It's really fun to watch.
Yeah, definitely. And we'll definitely post all that information too, so people can easily find it. But Yariv, thank you so much for coming by the booth today.
It's been my pleasure. Thank you.
Yes. All right, so we're still live here.